There's actually a funny story about this. I sent it as a submission to Pearl, along with some other poems. They did not take this poem, but they said thank you for your submission, and we took the bio information that you included. So this is now my new official bio. This is called About the Author. Steve Ramirez has never been captured on film, unless you count the spectral image taken at the infamous 1951 seance. He keeps to himself at the wrong times. While attempting to dance with a drop of rain at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance in Wichita Falls, he discovered a talent for fog. Most nights, he can be found covering the pier. Yesterday morning, he graciously accepted the award for Most Inspired before falling back to sleep. He usually sees at 24 frames per second, but when kissing, switches to a high-speed camera on a revolving track. Previous occupations include coal miner, poltergeist, hubcap salesman, medical leech, spatial geographer, and mailbox. Ha! While leading a wagon train across the plains of Iowa, this half-breed ran afoul of a war party he was leading. Circling the wagons, he surrounded himself and fought for 3 days, attacking from the high brush and hiding behind the modest cover provided by the Conestogas. At the precise stroke of midnight on August 4th, he simultaneously led a surprise attack and an escape attempt. Both parties squeezed to the clock tower, which had broken 10 years earlier. Neither one of them was found when they dragged the river. So after the poetry issue of Pearl comes out, that is my published bio. I'm enjoying that. Okay.
They probably wanted to save space, Steve.
I'm thinking they wanted to save postage. They're like, it's a little bit lighter. We'll just take this. That way he doesn't have to send us one. Close enough. I'm sorry. It's a set of 3 chairs. The 4th one is not for sale. I'd like to say that it leapt to my defense, took a bullet from me in a desert somewhere, or we ripped its legs off one wintry night, listened to the wooden flesh crackle as the rest of the valley froze. I would love to tell you about my first kiss, an awkward joining of flesh and breath while a chair groaned beneath us. I wish it was an heirloom, the seat where President Lincoln once penned a few lines to read at a funeral when he visited the family farm in Virginia before the war. Or I could tell you that the 4th chair, the youngest of the set, was always a bit rebellious. We woke up one cold autumn morning to make breakfast. Eggs, toast, coffee. The back door swayed in the breeze. He was gone. I came to the beer garden, searching for something bitter, like my Teutonic past, or perhaps conversation in Germanic bosom, but instead I found you, soft, slimy minotaur of the night, all muscle and no shell, no place to call home, only genetic debris littering your lonely undulations while you wander this labyrinth of tables and shoes, mucus trailing behind you, your own ball of string. After all, aren't you the heart of the puzzle? Stranded in a crypt without a key, doomed by your taste for blood, just as you are undone by your predilection for Pilsner? We are both tourists here, lured by false promises and cheap lager. You scour the concrete floor, bleary ganglia turning this way, then that, searching for another slug to call your own, 2 tiny earthquakes rumbling in the dark. But instead, you found me, an Auslander in a borrowed coat, wearing my father's shoes, Theseus with a belly full of amber Bach, surrounded by a half dozen of my cousin's friends, all pale, ageless, and beautiful like this town, like the river upon whose banks I'll be passed out in a few hours, clinging to the waitress with a smile engineered to ruin men's lives, the buxom blonde who speaks more French than I do German, who is the only reason I'm considering what I'm considering. They've taken up the chant, fist drumming tabletops, the beer alchemizing this into a rite of passage. I'm supposed to lead them out of the maze, rescue them from this place they no longer recognize, a land scarred by the ambitions of our fathers, the endless hunger of our mothers. So, little monster, crescent moon, slime-covered slug of Minos, I will be your home now.